Here with Kaci. We'll get to find out a little bit more about her on day 3. Is it day 3? 4? 4 of the International. Oh my God, everything's been a blur.
No.
How are you enjoying the event thus far?
I'm really enjoying it. I'm surprised by everything that I'm seeing, and I didn't think I was going to like it this much because I knew so little coming into it. So I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Is this your first video game related event?
Yes. I would say my most recent experience with video games, in all honesty, was Super Mario Brothers.
Uh-huh.
We actually still have the old school Nintendo at my house, and I still play it.
Okay, so you're OG, I see. What?
Yes, I'm OG.
Were you good at that game?
No. In fact,
terrible.
I wish I could find it on my phone. When I met my husband, he told me he had the old school Nintendo, and I'm like, let me at it, I want to play. And he played and saved the princess before I did and took a picture of the screen, and you can see my reflection scowling at him. I'm a horrible loser.
Well, it's okay because Super Mario is a lot harder than Dota, so you'll be able to pick it up very quickly, I'm sure.
Yeah, I watch Dota. I'm like, where are the turtles? Just bring it all out.
So how does this compare with what you normally do? What do you normally do for work?
For work, I'm a news anchor, so usually I'm sitting behind a desk talking about the day's news for our local affiliate. And before that, I would go out in the field and do more of this kind of thing where I would talk to people and learn about what they do, not just for work, but for their hobbies and stuff. So this is kind of getting back to more of that, which I love.
And how did Valve contacted you guys and was just like, you want to do this video game thing? And we're like, sure.
I was like, what? They were looking for somebody who could interview people and interact with them and be a good storyteller. And they didn't necessarily want, clearly, somebody who knew a lot about video games. So I was really excited about it because they brought me in and showed me the documentary that everybody's going to see tonight. Mm-hmm. And honestly, that's what kind of hooked me into it.
So what would you rate it out of 10, the documentary?
Honestly?
Yeah.
A 12 out of 10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, it was really that
What
good.
happens at the end?
They all die. I'm kidding.
Does Navi beat E-Home? We got to find out.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you impressed by the crowd or the reactions or anything, or was it just what was expected?
For the event or for the film?
For the event.
For the event, I've been impressed by everything, and I think for me, the only thing I've ever wanted to do with my life is get people's stories out and talk to people who are passionate about something. So to come in here and to see how passionate the players are and how passionate the fans are, and just to see how freaking smart everybody is and the strategy and the teamwork and everything that goes into this game, and then to compare that with the fact that so many people outside of the gaming world have never heard of Dota 2, have never heard of the International. That's compelling to me because there are millions of people all over the world who are interacting with each other and playing this game, and it's very difficult and it requires so much talent and strategy. I'm excited about trying to get that word out.
Yeah. If you don't know about it, it's free to play. And I'm sure the documentary will get a lot of people into it, I think.
It got me into it. Just watching it as someone who didn't necessarily understand the specifics of what they were talking about, watching how into it they were and their families and the friends and all the sacrifices that you have to make to be that good is just mind-blowing, really.
And how was it interviewing pro gamers? Give me the truth. Was it? We don't want a PR answer here. What is it? Yeah. What is it like?
They were all very nice, and I like them very much.
Is that it?
No, that's not it. It's been challenging. It has. But in all fairness, not everyone is comfortable in front of a camera, A. B, not everyone is comfortable talking
around people
in general, which I understand. I mean, I actually can be very socially awkward
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me a story then. We want to
being socially awkward?
Yes. That is the story that we want. We want the worst one.
The very worst one?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I can think of so many.
Good. We have plenty of time.
You're like, I will sit here and wait while you think of something socially awkward.
Sure.
I can't think of anything specific, but I'm the person that if I go to a party where I don't know a lot of people, I'll kind of overreach and try a little too hard, and then I keep talking, and people get quieter and quieter, and I just keep going and going.
So you monopolize the conversation.
I do. When I'm nervous, I do. The worst part, though, is that I step outside of myself and I notice I'm doing it.
Like you're watching a documentary on yourself and you're just like,
yeah.
Please stop talking now.
Please stop talking. I can't tell you. That's what I say to myself all day, every day. Stop talking, Kaci. Shut up.
Well, I mean, the response, how's the response been? How many marriage proposals have you gotten?
None.
None?
None. No marriage proposals. It's been better than I thought it was going to be. I I'm glad I didn't realize how. Gosh, how do I say this? I knew it was big, but I didn't think a lot about how interactive it was going to be as far as people responding to me personally and professionally and all of that. And if I'd thought about it, I would have been terrified.
You have a bigger Twitter presence now?
I do, yeah. And it's fun because people are really welcoming. And my stereotype of the gaming world has always been people who can be condescending to people who aren't familiar with that world. And I was expecting condescension, and I was expecting, people to not accept me. And so to have that has been really
like some
flattering.
Gamers in a basement, like shaking their fist at the camera. she's not one of us.
Yes. Well, that's what I was picturing, was people watching me going, who is this bitch? And to only have a few people say that versus everyone has been really flattering.
Yeah, they seem to like you. On the forums and on Reddit and stuff like that. So
far, I mean, it can turn, and I respect the fact that it can turn at any time.
But okay, so a lot of times things go wrong. You seem to be able to roll with the jokes quite well, especially James. He's an interesting guy when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yes.
What's going on backstage? Are you just like frantically trying to take notes on what's going on, or?
Yes.
You have a coach?
I have a couple of coaches. I thought his name was Kevin, but I was told it was really Pudge.
Purge.
Damn it, Purge.
Kevin is a slave name.
Dendy played.
Yeah.
Purge is Kevin.
Purge Gamers. That's his YouTube channel.
Uh-oh.
So
a little bit of a shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have notes.
Okay.
For all of them, for each, and then as I'm watching, I take notes, and then if people get really excited, I try to get everybody who's with me to explain why that was so exciting, and then I try to memorize that and notice when it happens again in another game.
So who's your favorite player thus far?
Oh, Dendy. And I hate saying that because that's such a stereotypical answer. But from watching Free to Play and then meeting him in person, and I just love people who are unpredictable.
He's like a little kid who's a genius at something, because that's how he
and there's just such joy there.
Yeah, he really loves playing. It's fun to watch his stream. He gets a lot of stream viewers when he does that. You know what streaming is? Online streaming?
Yes.
And the players just stream themselves just playing random public games.
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like.
So you could watch I could log on and watch him.
Yeah, and sometimes it'd be like an NBA player playing pickup basketball, and just like a camera following him.
Wow.
That's essentially what it is. So in public games, obviously the pros are like really good, and they just wipe the floor with whoever they're playing usually. So he's one of the more popular ones.
Yeah.
As you can see why. What about? Do you like Na'Vi? Is that your team to win?
I love Na'Vi. I hesitate to. I'm excited to see Na'Vi in Alliance, and we're kind of hoping that it will be that matchup again in the grand final. Because there's something about watching those two teams play, and for me, someone who doesn't know the game, it's easier for me to follow along with those teams because things happen so quickly, and they don't. They do a lot of things that are unexpected, and that's easier for me to spot and understand and relate to, because you take chances, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and I love watching that.
Yeah, Na'Vi plays a style that is very conducive to the spectators liking it.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Which is why they're so popular.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's going to happen when they draft. So, what do you do outside of Dota? Give us some personal insight into your life.
I'm so boring.
Well, make up something then.
Okay.
No one will know.
I was raised by wolves, and I eat peanut butter every day directly out of the jar. Just kidding.
Like Game of Thrones.
See, and I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Do you watch The Newsroom?
I watched a couple of it, but because I'm in news, I got really upset and started throwing things at the TV. I was like, that's not how it works.
You mean like the long monologues where people argue with perfect syntax isn't?
Yes, they argue with perfect
happens?
syntax, and then the minute that somebody brings up a historical event, they're like, that's right, that was March 2nd, 1977, and here's why we should report on it. And you're like, how are they doing this?
So you're telling me a real newsroom is nothing like ACN and...
It's close, sort of.
Almost?
Almost.
Is there as much drama?
No, that's the other thing. I mean, there's drama, but I mean, and to be fair, I work for a local affiliate, so they're more on the national level, and I'm sure the national level is
cutthroat,
pretty intense and pretty cutthroat.
Okay.
But no, I mean, my current job right now, I get up at 2:30, 2:45 in the morning. In the morning.
Jeez.
And then I'm into work by 4 a.m., and we go on the air live at 6 a.m. So
what do you cover? What do you do?
We just cover kind of the local stories. So what happened overnight while you were sleeping. We also have segments like cooking segments and
it's Seattle area?
Seattle area, yep. Seattle,
so,
Tacoma.
What was the So I'm a huge basketball fan, and
Okay.
you guys lost your basketball team.
Oh, why are you bringing that up?
Because I side with Seattle on that whole.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it was screwed up what they did.
I do too, and it's hard for me because I'm a football fan. I know very little about football, but I love watching it, and which is something I relate to from watching this. I love watching a game, and anything at any time can happen. Whereas baseball, it's like.
And Seattle has a really good soccer scene too.
We have a very good soccer scene, and just got a big player on the Sounders, and his name escapes me right now, but it's going to be really.
And you
good.
guys vote for general manager.
That's right. That's right.
See,
Are you from Seattle and just not telling me?
No, I just know a lot of little things. That's my job.
Well played. Well played.
For those of you who don't know, they have a general manager on their soccer team that the fans vote every 3 years or something like that.
I don't remember.
And they decide whether to vote him in or out. So it's like.
That's right. And Drew Carey is one of our owners too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Of Price is Right fame.
Okay.
Yeah.
You plan on, coming back here next year, or they invite you back?
If they invite me back, I'd be flattered and thrilled to come back. And the only thing that terrifies me is that if I come back, I had better have figured this out.
Play a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to play, but oh my gosh.
Here come the Steam requests. I'll teach you how to
Oh
play.
my gosh.
Thousands of people.
No, but I hate feeling stupid. And every time somebody explains it to me and I think I've got it, I'm like, I've got it. And then I repeat it back. They're like, no, not in that instance. I'm like, oh.
Well, you're just scratching the surface. This game goes pretty deep. I played probably thousands of games of this, and I still have no idea how the drafts go.
Okay, but how long did it take you before you could remember which hero did what and in which instance?
Probably just a few hundred games.
Okay.
You know all the heroes pretty well if you play all of them.
Okay.
And Valve has a pretty good system set up for newer players.
Yeah.
They have a training, a tutorial, that kind of thing.
That's what I need is to do that.
So you can play on the Russian server. They love that. I'm not being serious. Don't do that. It's scary.
I'm like, I take notes. He's like, no, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Actually, someone was telling me I should try to play Portal because it would be a little bit easier.
Yeah, you should start with Portal. The woman that had the voice for GLaDOS is here.
Yeah.
That game is really fun. It's you can play with your husband. There's a co-op in Portal 2. So you can play Portal 1 and then play Portal 2 as a co-op. It's like a puzzle game, and it's very rewarding.
I like puzzles, and they said there's some humor in it too.
It's very funny. Yeah, it doesn't take itself too seriously, so it's a good game. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And do you have any shout-outs? We do this at the end every time.
Any shout-outs?
Yeah. Thank you, Mom. That kind of thing.
Oh, Mom, you're the best, man. No, can I be serious, though, for a second?
Sure.
For anyone watching, I just really appreciate people being welcoming to me because it would be really easy to tear me down and be like, why are you here? You don't know what you're talking about. And I have a ton of respect for the community and a ton of respect for the players. And it's been really eye-opening and refreshing to get the respect back.
Well, thanks. I hope you come back next time.
Me too. Thank you.
Thank you.